Okay, hello everyone. My name is Brandon Wallace, and I would like to welcome you to this wonderful event that we have planned on Zoom. This is the Manga and J-Pop Culture Online Manga Drawing Workshop. So welcome to all of those on this Zoom webinar, and also welcome to anyone who may be watching on Facebook live stream on the Embassy of Japan's Facebook page. And also hello to everyone who is watching on YouTube in the future. If anyone is interested in coming to future events like this, I encourage you to follow the Embassy of Japan's social media, our Facebook page, and also our Twitter accounts and our Instagram accounts and our YouTube profile. We also have a cultural mailing list that I encourage anybody to sign up for. This is not the first event like this that we have done. So if you're interested in anime or other aspects of Japanese culture, it's definitely an interesting place to pay attention to. So like I said, my name is Brandon Wallace, and I will first just introduce myself very briefly before we begin. So I work here at the Embassy of Japan in the Information and Culture Center. I first became really interested and involved with Japan when I participated on the JET program, the Japan Exchange and Teaching Program. So I lived and taught English in Japan for 2 years in Akashi City in Hyogo Prefecture at a senior high school. And it was a truly wonderful time. Of course, like many of you probably, I grew up with manga and anime, being very interested. But when I went to Japan, it really opened my eyes to how diverse manga and anime can really be. My students were obsessed with many of the popular manga a few years ago. Such as One Piece. I learned about Death Note and many other mangas. So I'm very excited to be the MC today to facilitate this event. And I would like to thank Matsumoto Azusa-san for coming, and we'll hear from you in a little bit, and also Kazu-sensei. So we're very happy and grateful to have you here. But first, I would like to, I believe the ambassador of Japan to Canada, Kawamura Yasuhisa, would like to say a few words. So please, Ambassador.
Now it comes. So thank you for your introduction. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this online manga drawing workshop, Manga J-Pop Culture. Merci à tous d'être ici pour ce séminaire en ligne sur le dessin manga intitulé Manga et Culture J-Pop. I'd like to start by thanking Ms. Matsumoto Azusa, CEO of the Japanese Manga School of Montreal, for presenting the workshop you are going to see today. Manga and Japanese pop culture have been steadily gaining popularity around the world over the past decades. Nowadays, manga enthusiasts have entered second or third generations. I know there are many anime fans in Canada and famous anime conventions around Canada, such as Otakuthon in Montreal, Anime North in Toronto, and G-Anime and Ottawa Comic-Con in the capital area. Manga and anime are rooted in Japanese culture and provide a great way for international fans to learn about Japan, its culture, and its language through art and engaging stories. Japanese manga especially depicts Japanese values such as Yujo, friendship, Yuki, courage, Seigi, justice, and Aijo, affection. Japanese language has been drawing increasing attention among people trying to understand meaningful quotes in consecutive scenes of manga. With today's event, we hope you can learn more about manga and anime and feel inspired to try drawing in manga style at home. Please enjoy today's presentation. J'espère que vous passerez un bon moment en compagnie de Madame Matsumoto aujourd'hui. Thank you.
Thank you, Ambassador. And I would like to remind everybody that there is a Q&A function here in the Zoom webinar. So if you have any questions for the artists, then please feel free to ask that question in the Q&A. Do not get confused. There's also a chat function but we're going to try and handle all of the questions and answers through the Q&A. You can ask a question at any time. However, we're going to wait until the end of the event to answer any questions then. Okay, so without further ado, I'd like to introduce Ms. Matsumoto Azusa, please.
Hi, everyone. Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa means hi and hello. Genki, everyone. What is the meaning of Genki? How are you? And today, I will use many Japanese words with you, so you will learn Japanese and manga as well as many interesting facts about Japan in the seminar. My name is Azusa Matsumoto. I am the CEO of Manga Montreal and Manga School Online, a Japanese manga school in Montreal. And this is my partner, Kazu Sensei. Sensei means teacher in Japanese. Kazu Sensei, onegaishimasu. Please go ahead.
Thank you so much. So hi everyone, my name is Kazu. I'm a teacher at Manga Montreal, and I'm looking forward to show you guys how I personally draw my my illustrations and manga. Thank you.
So during this presentation, I will briefly introduce you to my work experience, and I will talk about the manga school that I founded. I will also be addressing the numerous projects I completed, which include work with the Academy of Neurodiversity and the charity work, which promote manga and Japanese culture in Canada. I will also address Japanese pop culture, Japanese language, and manga. Lastly, Kazu Sensei will complete a live manga drawing demonstration. So now I'm gonna share the screen. So here we go to the screen. Manga and Japanese pop culture. As I previously mentioned, I am Azusa Matsumoto and I've been in Canada since 2006. I am originally from Nagoya, Japan. I am the CEO of Manga Montreal and Manga School Online. Both Kazu Sensei and myself are very happy and honored to be here with you. And we are thankful to the Embassy of Japan for their invitation. I have always loved reading manga since I was little. I remember wanting to attend a manga school as a child. Sadly, there were none in my neighborhood. As an adult, I completed an art education degree in university. From there, I started working in a film company as a manga artist, and some of my work appeared on television and in a film. When I arrived in Canada, I wanted to provide manga lessons to children, which would evidently fulfill my childhood dream. So now I'm going to talk about Manga Montreal School. I founded the Manga School in 2014 in order to share my passion for manga and Japanese culture with local Canadians. It's actually the first school dedicated to manga and Japanese culture in Canada that is founded by a Japanese person. The goal is to create a strong bond between both Japanese and Canadian cultures, as well as with the other different cultures. The school, since 2014, more than 3,000 students have attended our classes, the camps, and workshops. We are teaching manga and Japanese in the Brebeuf College, the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau graduated the college. So I'm gonna talk about the manga school promotes Japanese culture and manga in Canada. The school is also an official partner of the city of Montreal and its 56 libraries. The school offers workshops to the students and participates in the main festival, such as Matsuri Japan and Otakuton. The manga was featured last year in Explorement magazine, documenting Japan. Manga Neurodiversity Project. The manga school also collaborated with the Academy of Neurodiversity. They studied the neurological differences in individuals who have been diagnosed with autism, ADHD, and dyslexia. We have become an integral part of providing services to these individuals and offering them courses. The best suits their needs, and the best part is that they make friends who share the same passion. We also care for their mothers. Manga Africa Project. The Manga Africa project started in 2014 in collaboration with a French charity organization called NAGIC. They are involved in the promotion of literacy throughout Africa. The school donated and shipped 35 kilograms of manga to Benin in Africa. Here we have a picture of the members of the charity who received our manga packages. And here we can see children drawing manga illustration in Africa. So let's enjoy speaking Japanese. So now we will do a little activity. Let's enjoy Japanese. Do you know any words in Japanese? So we've just learned konnichiwa and genki. What else? Could you write the Japanese words that you know on the chat? So on the chat, I'm waiting your answers. For example, arigato. You know arigato? Thank you. So I don't know, are you writing the answers? I'm waiting the answers. So, wow, you know a lot. Neko. Thank you, Tad. Neko means cat. Konbanwa. Thank you, Brian. Konbanwa means good evening. Tomodachi. Thank you. Sorry, I couldn't see your name. Tomodachi means friends. Claire. Gomen. Gomen means sorry. Wow, you know a lot. Yoroshiku. Yoroshiku means kind of please take care of me. Yeah. Oishii. Thank you, Sandra. Oishii. It's tasty. Wow, it's a lot. Ohayo, Miska. Good morning. And the last one. Kawaii. Santiago, thank you. Kawaii means pretty, cute. Wow. Perfect. Arigato. Perfecto. Arigato. So now I'm gonna continue the my talking. So now let's have a look at Japanese pop culture together. Akihabara, Tokyo. Have you heard about the Akihabara area? Which is known for pop culture and otaku. World Cosplay Festival in my city, Nagoya. Comic market is also a very famous manga festival in Japan, which is a market where you can buy and sell comics. We made our own manga magazine called Doujinshi and delivered them to manga fans at comic markets in Japan. And here we can see some cosplayers from the Embassy of Japan's manga event last year. So we can see even me and Kazu Sensei and participate. Japanese food, sushi, sashimi rice, dango, rice cake, matcha. Matcha is a really tasty green tea, and the ramen that Naruto loves. A picture of the left, it's a game center. We can find many elderly people, even elderly people love to play computer games in Japan. And Japanese companies often have collaborations with anime characters. The car company Honda collaborated with Dragon Ball, One Piece, and JoJo. Doraemon, it's a very popular Japanese anime too. It's a Doraemon carry bento, the left picture on the left. And the middle one is a train or the Lego. Pokemon Jet. Here we can see a Pokemon collaboration with All Nippon Airways. So I'm gonna now talk about manga. Manga, what is manga? Manga in Japanese is written manga. Man means amusing and ga means drawing. The concept behind this is the art of having fun while drawing and reading comics. Now, could you please share with us some manga titles that you like on the chat? So now it's time to write on the chat. So what do you like? Pokemon, Naruto, Dragon Ball, One Piece, what else? So I'm gonna have a look at the chat. Wow, it's a lot. Even I cannot follow the Death Note. Wow, great. Boku no Hero Academia, Ladia, thank you. Yeah, it's not really nice anime. So Dragon Ball, Luca, thank you. Oh, My Hero Academia again. Hi, Heidi, thank you. Blackjack, Jose, wow, it's nice manga. So Darling in the front, I couldn't see. Pokemon, Luca, thank you. Yeah, Doraemon, at Hinata, one, thank you. Doraemon, it's a really famous anime. Jojo, Lila, thank you. Haikyuu, wow, yeah, me too. I love Haikyuu-san. Thank you so much, everyone. So thank you, wow. Thank you for participation. But now I'm gonna finish. So I'm gonna talk about now the next one. This is how to draw. Drawing tools for manga. Here are some drawing tools used for manga. Copic for markers to add color, ink, paper for manga, and pens. How to draw and the difference between shoujo manga and shonen manga. There are many different manga art styles. For example, we have the shoujo manga and the shonen manga. The shoujo manga and its characters are mostly female and drawn with big eyes, small noses, and small mouths, and realistic hair. In the shonen manga, the characters are mostly men and drawn with pointy hair, which are shaped like stars. Eyes simpler than female, characters and a large mouth. So here are the 3 key elements mentioned above. Step 1, lining the pencil, sketch with the Chinese ink using a pen. Step 2, erase the pencil line art with an eraser. Step 3, decorate the illustration. Now we will create manga together. First, I will show you a short video which includes drawing from some of our very talented students. If you finished your drawing after this seminar, please send them to japanese.manga.online@gmail.com. We will make a movie called Manga Drawing Exhibition on YouTube next month. Then we will complete a live drawing workshop with one of our teachers, Kazu Sensei. The video might be learned. Please be careful. So now I'm gonna show you the YouTube video. So here we go. So now I'm gonna start the share screen. Hello, konnichiwa. I would now like to introduce Kazu Sensei once again. She will be demonstrating the art of manga. Thank you all for your participation. Kazu Sensei, お願いします。
わかり
Please
ま
go
した。
ahead.
So I'll be sharing my screen. Just a second. I hope everyone can see that. So once again, my name is Kazu. I draw in anime manga art style. I'm a teacher at Manga Montreal. And today I'll be showing you guys and you folks actually, because there are not only guys, but also girls and non-binary people. So today I'll be showing everyone how I personally draw a page of manga, and maybe we won't have enough time to do 2 panels. So I'll be doing, I'll try to finish 1 panel first. And if we have some time, I'll try to draw another panel for this one. So I'll try to do it in full color so that I can show everyone the way that I color my illustrations. But most likely, please keep in mind that I kind of draw really fast, and it's really okay if you don't draw fast or anything. I personally just don't really have the patience of taking my time when I draw. So that's a thing, but everyone works differently. And yeah, so that's basically it. And also the way that I would be drawing, I won't have time to explain every single thing, but please keep in mind, like, once again, that's only my way of doing it, so that if you draw in a way that is different than me, that doesn't mean that you're not good at it or whatever. Okay, just it's just like art is subjective, and everyone just have their own way of drawing. So let's begin here. Today we'll be doing a really easy, like, 2 panels for this illustration, since we don't really have much time. But please keep in mind that you can have many kind of panels on one page, and those panels can be in different shapes if needed. Today it's gonna be a simple rectangle. So when I start doing a panel in for a comic, for example, I prefer to start with the bubbles, the speech bubbles. Why do I start by the speech bubbles first? Is because by having the speech bubble first, you don't have to draw everything once again. Because sometimes if like when I do the full illustration and I put the bubbles afterwards, well, I'll be like drawing here too, you know, like the parts that the bubble will hide. So basically, if I draw the bubbles first, I will know that I don't have to draw anything here, so I don't waste my time. The thing with comics in a manga, like a manga style, is that it's taking so much time and you don't have much time to finish your work. So it depends, like if you're doing a comic for fun, well, that you can take all the time you want. But if you're aiming to do something more commercial or professional, or that you have limited time because you have a day job, for example, then maybe you can start developing some tricks for you to save time. Because when we draw something, improvement, you can improve by like drawing better, or you can improve by drawing more efficiently. So that's another way of doing things. So basically, I want to draw a person saying something. So this person will be saying, thank you for coming here tonight. We wish you a great stay. I'll be like typing this afterward. That's why I'm writing it down. Great time. If I draw something like this. So I think the way that we panel is kind of subjective. Like there's not one single way of doing things. And I think you can actually put the bubbles like anywhere else somehow. It depends what's the focus of that one single panel. So basically, if I want the focus to be like the person here and also what the person is saying, then I'll be putting it in this way so that we can see all of that, all of those 3 elements. But if I want the focus to be the text, then I can actually put this bubble here and hide in the face. Like I can like just show a little bit of the face, and I can hide a little bit just to show that what's important is in the bubble, but I'm not doing it. I want the 3 elements to be seen. So that's why I'm doing this in that way. But everyone can. It really depends on what are you trying to draw. So this is the sketch that I'm doing. So I'll be lining it now. I'm actually drawing it on with a tablet. So if you're drawing on paper, make sure that what you're drawing here is you don't press too hard. You don't press with your pencil too hard, because you have to erase it afterwards. You know what I mean? So better be careful with that. So So when I draw, I like to have like a sort of draft underneath so that I can draw in a way that makes me comfortable when I line. I know that some people, they really like to color, and some people who hate coloring a lot. So there are two kinds of people, and some people who just don't like drawing at all, but they like it. You know, it's like painful, but we love drawing. So it's a fun, but also it's fun but also painful hobby or job. But as long as you have passion, it's all right. Okay, so I'll be lining. So just like I said earlier, I'll be putting those elements first so that I don't have to draw underneath for nothing. So here we go. On the bubbles, there are so many kinds of shapes that you can put for the bubbles. It depends on what the character trying to say or trying to do. Because like usually when you have a bubble like this, it's pretty the normal kind of thing that the person is saying. But if, for example, the bubble is like this, then I'm pretty sure for those who read mangas, they will know that the person is like screaming. I think there are, yeah, in comics as well, it's those kind of bubbles. So okay, so time to align the character here. So it really depends on what you're doing. Like for me personally, because the way that I draw a manga and the way that I draw illustration is kind of different. So a full color manga is like a mix of both. Oh, and also if there's anything in the chat, if you have any question, please feel free. Just please feel free to ask it in the Q&A, because right now I'm kind of like really focused on like showing everyone how I draw, so I can't really look at it. But feel free to ask any question in the Q&A, if we have time, we'll be doing our best to answer it. So for the hair, when I try to draw the hair, I'm trying to be not too stressed, you know, because hair is something that's like that moves, right? It's like thousands and thousands of small strings. So basically, it's okay if for whatever reason this is not straight completely, or it's like a little bit messy, because at the end of the day, hair can move freely and all. And this is kind of like a straight hair that I'm drawing here, but of course there are different kinds of hair and hair textures. So please, maybe after this event, if you want to look for how to draw hair, for example, look at the tutorials that many artists are providing on the internet. And I think it's a really good thing to learn about different hair texture. There are a lot of Black artists, manga artists that post tutorials online how to draw Black people hair style. And I think diversity in manga is very important as well. So please keep that in mind when when you wanna maybe create some work. Okay, so this is kind of straight wavy hair that the character is having here. So I'll be doing that, and then I'll be drawing the nose. There are so many ways of drawing nose in manga, and there's like you can basically just draw a nose like this, or just put no nose, because that's possible too. Sometimes it's the art style of some manga artists, they just put no nose, and that's okay too. And you can just put a dot, or draw a very realistic nose, and that's fair too. Like, just I think the art style of some people, like art style that you have as a person, as an artist, is very important, because that's like that's like that one thing that belongs to you, I think. It's like a trademark, you know. So I think it's like someone can recognize your art from far away, and I think that's something that's very precious. So if you're drawing a way that is different than somebody else, doesn't mean that it's bad or anything. So keep that in mind. Okay, so now I'm drawing the eyes, kind of like explaining at the same time when I'm drawing. So like my brain is doing something and I'm saying something else. It's multitasking. Okay, so I just drew the eyes. The thing with the eyes is that when the face is facing like straight on the right or on the left, just make sure that actually the two eyes can be of the same size. And I think one thing that comes out a lot when we draw something as artists is that you finish one eye and the other eye is completely different from the first eye, and then we just struggle because it's difficult to redraw the same thing twice. That worrying out, I have a trick for you because I've been asked this question so many times over the years. The thing is that you draw the two eyes at the same time. It's muscle memory, okay? That's pretty much the only way that I can explain that. Muscle memory. So when you draw something, you just drew like a circle here. Then if you draw another circle here, that would be pretty much looking the same. That's what I mean by muscle memory. So yeah. And there's many art styles for the eyes. So for the eyes, you can really have a lot of, it's where your art style will shine. And then now I'll be drawing the mouth. The mouth, it can be very different too. So it really doesn't matter what you're doing, as long as it looks like a mouth. It's cool. I'm seeing the time is flying, so I'm gonna try to color it the best I can. Once again, it's like hair. When I talk about diversity in coloring skin, I think it's very important to look into the skin tone of the character and how you're gonna draw it. So like color picker, if you're drawing on a computer, and to look at tutorials, to be respectful when we draw skin colors, because there are a lot of ways. For example, the skin color can look a little bit too gray to be a human. So that's another thing. So be careful because as artists, when we draw something, it can be very personal too. So just be careful when we draw things, to be respectful and all. So here I'm going to try to color the skin. The thing with coloring is that you can just, like, I'm not someone who colors a lot because I think it's very taking a lot of time, especially it depends on how much time you have and patience. I don't have much patience, like I just said earlier. I have a lot of things to do, so I don't really like coloring in my life. But you know what, if coloring is your thing, then that's cool. Okay, so I'm imagining like if there's light over here and then the light is like hidden his face, so the shadow should be here, like where you have the skin, the color, I mean the light, it will be hitting the hair, so that the hair here will be like kind of like lighted, and then the shadow will be here because like there's shadow and light. So depending on where you're imagining the source of the light, you will be coloring the giving the shadows to the characters. Okay. I don't have much time, so I'm gonna just do it like this. And I'm gonna try to just put some colors. Pretty sure you all have seen that. That's so I think coloring, if like some people are doing web comics online, right? So like it's a lot of work, especially they have to color it. So I think coloring digitally saves a lot of time for me, but some people are not comfortable with digital art, and that's okay too. So usually they will be using the Copics that Miss Azusa just presented. I think everyone has seen that in the presentation just before. So right now I'm just putting the base color for the hair. For the hair, I mean, like, you know, I'm trying to multitask a lot at the moment, trying to do the full panel of manga illustration while explaining it. So please don't think that it's okay if anyone is drawing right now and then they're still like sketching. Is that I'm doing this a lot, so like I'm kind of used to drawing really fast. But please take your time when you do your art at your own pace. It's very important to, I guess, like, to love what you're doing, right? Don't feel pressured because everyone else is like drawing a lot faster, whatever. It's just their art style. So I'm putting some highlights on the hair. I'm pretty sure a lot of you all have seen that before. In animes, they have and mangas, they have like highlights for the hair. So I'm putting it now. The highlights can be customized. It depends on what it is your art style. I think this kind of highlight is the fastest to do. Like I said, it's art style can be customized, and you can have many art styles, especially if you are considering like having a career in art. Then having a lot of art styles means that you can, or like just having one. But like if you can adapt yourself to many situations, then that means that you can have a lot of clients who ask you to draw in a certain way, and then you'll be able to do it. So I'm kind of like saying things that are kind of more closer to reality right now, but I think it's good to know, you know, like, if it's truly what you want to do. Right now I'm coloring the mouth. So usually when we color in a mouth in our style, in manga style, there are like, you can put two colors, one for the tongue and another a darker color for the shadow. And now I'm coloring the eye. So here I'm putting some gray shadow on the eye. And I'll be putting some eye color here. So like the way that you color eyes is really like depending what's your art style. So what I'm showing you guys right now is how I do my art style. And you can color the eyes in a different way, and it's totally okay too. Actually, okay. I'm just gonna color it in this way. And the little dot here with the white point, it's like you see that a lot in manga and art anime. And it's like you can add wherever you want and however you want. And here I'm putting some shadow on his shirt. I'm gonna put some shadow on his shirt. So yeah, please take your time when you'll be drawing. I think that's one thing that's important. And you can always send your illustrations to us afterwards. I think the deadline is 8 p.m. tomorrow, so that we can put it in our YouTube I don't know if I'll have time to do another panel. I don't think so. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But I think I'll be just I'll try to finish this one and do what I can. So in manga, there's also those lines. So those lines like this. I think I'm gonna do it in yellow, because usually it's in black and white, right? And today I'm showing you all in on color. Like some speed line. That means like we want the focus to be on the character right here. And you can also add some flowers if you want. Flowers like this. It's like when you add flowers like this, it means that the character is really happy, you know. Okay, doing it again. And I'll try to write it. What's the text I wrote? Just then, yeah. Thank you. Thank you for. All right, it looks like something like this. And if you want, you can always put some overlay. There's a lot of artists, they'll put some overlay on, like with overlay you have some sound, have some sort of different lights on your illustration. So yeah, that's pretty much what I was able to do in 30 minutes. And if that's like, there are a lot of ways to draw characters. So that's like a typical guy kind of art. And if you wanna, I mean, like you can always, like drawing characters is really something that's up to you. I mean, like I think you don't have to be very restrained with gender and identity because people are kind of different. So you can, if you want to draw like long hair, it's always possible. And I guess like a way of drawing, I'll be trying to do this as quick as I can. But if like you want to draw like a girly girl, then you can put a lot of eyelashes, I guess. A lot of eyelashes, that kind of helps to draw it. And yeah, so it really depends on your art style and how much time you have to when you draw an illustration and all. はい、これくらいですよね。
カズ先生、ありがとう。かわいい。Cute. Thank you all for joining us today to Manga and J-pop Culture Online Manga Drawing Workshop. We would like to thank you for your participation, creativity, and time. We hope that you enjoyed this seminar. So I'm now going to share the last page on slides.
じゃあ、終わります。うちの。はい。どうぞ。
I share the screen. The last page. Here we go. If you finished your drawing after this seminar, please send it to us at japanese.manga.online@gmail.com. We will be making a video montage called Manga Drawing Exhibition on YouTube next month with your drawings. The deadline is tomorrow at 8 p.m. But you have a time. Even you are in Japan, yeah, I can wait more than 24 hours. If Japanese culture interests you, we will be hosting a Japanese and manga online session from February 7th to March 28th, hosted by Manga Montreal and Manga School Online. I'm gonna stop the share screen. こんにちは。So thank you once again for joining us. ありがとう. Now I'd like to call on our MC Brandon さん. Brandon さん、お願いします。
Hello. So thank you so much, Kazu Sensei. You turned a blank canvas into a beautiful piece of art. It's like watching magic, and you can tell how much experience you have because you make it look so easy. But thanks to your clear explanation, I hope that all of us are slightly better artists now, and we recognize how much effort goes into it and skill. So we've been collecting many questions through the Q&A function. So if it's your last chance, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask it in the Q&A. There's a lot of interest in this event. There's many people watching on Facebook and in this Zoom webinar. So unfortunately, it may not be possible to get to every question in the few remaining minutes, but we'll try our best. I noticed there were some kind of maybe easily answered questions, like, for example, Kazu Sensei, which software or program were you using?
Oh yeah, so basically the software I was using is pen tool site. I can write it in the chat. But basically, I can actually share my screen. Is it okay? I'll share my screen. So basically, I'm using pen tool site for this software. It's a pen tool site. It's an easy software. I'm usually using this for illustrations, but it's a light software. It was developed by a single man in his part-time, so it'd be really cool if you all can like buy the license. But yeah, but usually when I draw mangas, I'm using Clip Studio Paint. Using Clip Studio. If you search CSP online, you'll pretty much find it. Okay? That's it.
And there was also a question about which type of tablet are you using, or that your school may recommend people use.
So personally, I'm using some Wacom tablets right now, but I know that Wacom is not very accessible in terms of because it's kind of expensive. So there are also other kinds of tablets that are very accessible. There are XP Pen. There are Helion, there are also Gaimon. So really, it just go look at the kind of tablets that will suit to your needs personally.
Okay, thank you. And there were many questions. One was not a question, but it was to kind of thank the manga school for their work with the neuro program, and so one person, neurodiversity program, thank you. And so there was one Japanese Canadian with autism spectrum disorder who agreed with your comments that manga drawing can ease anxiety, especially in the current situation. So I think it's an important thing to think about, and now is a good opportunity for us to all focus on developing our skills, and manga can be one of those. Let's see what other questions we have.
Yes, I think on Twitter there were some art hashtag with like drawing with ADHD, drawing with neurodiversity, and that's pretty much a lot of artists do feel more comfortable drawing, and that makes them feel pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Okay, sorry, just 1 second.
Yeah, I can see many messages. Wow, thank you.
And one question is, as a manga artist, what would you say is the most influential or important manga that came out in recent years, or alternatively in all of manga history?
これ私からそれともあずささん
Recently,
はい
I can talk about very famous, very popular anime in Japan. At the moment, it's Demon Slayer,
Yeah.
Kimetsu no Yaiba. It's wow, so popular in Japan. And Evangelion is coming soon, coming in few weeks. So I'm really waiting.
Yeah, I totally agree with Azusa. I think Demon Slayer recent years has been really popular, and also with the movie that just came out, that kind of blockbuster record that's very influential. There are a lot of economic books that are written about Demon Slayer. That's a manga, so it really shows how manga can be influential, because that really was a lot of financial events, and then all the rest is like kind of personal taste, like depends on what you like. For you, that would be really important.
Yes, of course. And there was a question about there's a tendency of Japanese animations moving towards CGI from a more traditional method. There was another question similar about digital manga making versus paper and more traditional paper and ink. What's your opinion on these transitions? Is there a stigma in the manga community against using certain methods or using other methods, or what are your thoughts on that?
I think I can answer to this question, but that would be still just my own opinion. I think, yes, there are definitely some stigma about drawing digitally, because Japanese people, they want people to work hard, you know. So that's like, there might be some stigma, like, oh, it's cheating somehow. But I think it's a really good thing. Personally, I think it's a good thing that we are moving towards a more digitalized art community, because of, for example, it's less of a burden on the animator, who are paid in a way that might be in a way that's not a lot of money sometimes. But I think because they're doing in a digital way, that kind of help them to draw without such burden. Also, the CGI situation, I think that's good, that we can produce something with a budget that can be more manageable. So I think it's, at the end of the day, it's more like personal tasting and how the industry will evolve from now on.
Yeah, and maybe we are basically out of time, but maybe just for the last part, there was somebody who asked, how long has it taken you to develop your skills? And maybe also related, what would any advice you have be to young, perhaps, or people starting out on a manga path who are interested in that?
So I think I personally have been drawing since I can take a pen, but I don't have that many other hobbies than drawing, so that's pretty fun to draw. I think it has been a kind of long time, and I think an advice that I would be giving to young artists, that would be, please, if there's something that you cannot draw because you don't know how to draw it, then you can, of course, look at references. I think that would be really helpful for you if you look at a reference. I know that there are some comic artists. I think one comic artist that is drawing the Superman, he once tweeted how on his whole page, there is not a single panel where he didn't use a reference. So don't be shy to use reference. I think like photo references, but I think don't trace or copy other artists and claim that's your own. That's something that's NG in the community. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, and trust yourself and take some breaks. And everyone works differently. And as long as you are having fun, I think that's the most important thing when you do art.
Okay, thanks so much. So we are pretty much out of time. And so thank you everybody who came in the audience, and thank you to Matsumoto-san and Kazu Sensei for that wonderful workshop. Before we leave, I would just like to encourage people to check out the International Manga Award that any of you who are interested can participate in by entering your art with the chance to win. So we will share that information through the Facebook event, and we'll put it at the bottom of the YouTube description once this video has been uploaded. So I would like to give the last word to Matsumoto-san, please.
Yeah, really, I would like to thank you for your participation. Thank you so much, Kazu Sensei. Actually, for that seminar, many people helped me, yeah, even behind. Thank you, everybody, and participate creativity and time. We hope that you enjoy this seminar, really. ありがとう。
Thank you so much, everyone. Merci d'être venu.
Okay, thanks everyone. Goodbye.